When the train it left the station, oh, I looked him dead in the eye. When the train it left the station, I looked him in the eye.
And can we talk about the business aspect of it? Because I know you're involved in that, because you are the owner of your business. Yes. And some of it's music, some of it's movement and poetry and all of that. And especially for people who are up and coming, and maybe even that you're teaching, that yes. would like to get to where you're at. Say a little bit about some of the pros, the cons, the challenges, the learning lessons of the business.
I love this. Thank you. Sure. So this is something that I really feel passionate about. Like, if people want to write me, please write me, because honestly, I think it's it's a disservice that we don't train artists how to actually run their lives as a business owner. So we might major in art in school, music, art, dance, but how to actually like set up as in your day to day. And I think that, it's taken me a long time. Just the idea of even time management, how you break down your day, is really an art for one. And it's also really challenging. And I think that we need support to do that. I think you need people to check in with. I think you need a community. And as musicians, we always have community in terms of like, we're always like looking to go to each other's gigs and network, and maybe go to this conference and things like that, and maybe audition for like some songwriting competition. But we also need support and talks around how to schedule our days and how to plan with the bigger picture in line. So planning this year, like planning now for next year. Whereas I feel like when I graduated from college, I was really thinking more immediate. And, I wasn't thinking about myself as a business owner. Right. And definitely I would say in the past 5 or so years that has been my focus. How do I run my studio like a business? Sure. And that has just been an interesting thing. So I already had a teaching studio. So I had a bit of a model that way. But like, even in terms of like setting fees for performing, right? Setting fees for different types of different groups that you have. So if you're an artist and you perform in a duo sometimes, or a 5-piece, pre-setting what those ideal fees are so that you have that. I think it's really useful if you already have that kind of stuff sketched out and you have almost like a template, so that when people contact you, you aren't always having to reinvent and reprice things. Of course, it depends on the type of event, and, you can work with somebody. But I just think, starting to define those kinds of things, because if you were a store, you would do your inventory, right? You would be like, this item costs this much. And so like, we have to start to somehow figure out how to value our time and our skills. And as musicians, we put so much time into our craft, the craft of playing our instrument. And there's so much of that time that's not accounted for. And then we do a gig and it's like $50 for the gig. Like, what about all the like 5 years that I've been like refining my technique on this one cymbal, right? You know what I mean? It's like, what about that? $50, So I haven't got it all figured out, but I know that I have a clearer intention of running things as a business. And I also think that it's, in the past 5 years, one of the things that I've also decided is that it's so important for artists to have a team. And, people talk about that a bit in the coaching business, but the place that I really look to as a model is think about athletes. And so, when you look at an athlete, they have like their coach of the team. They might have their personal trainer. They might have their massage PT bodywork person. They might have their therapist to go to, right? So like, I think thinking a little bit more like that as artists is really what I want to be a part of, a movement that helps to cultivate that for up and coming artists.